it may feel a little bit weird, but I kind of wanted to make this video because not only what happened to me, but I know this happens to so many people on a regular basis whenever they play video games or whenever they do anything related to video games or just in general. Like people like telling people what to do and whatnot, right? And I wanted to talk about how it bothers me when people do, like how it bothers me when people do this, but at the same time, it's a good thing and also a bad thing when people decide to do this. And I want to explain both sides. How telling somebody how a game works can be a good thing because it can help benefit them. But I also want to talk about the negative aspect / the bad way of explaining that type of shit to somebody, right? And I'll explain that once I share the stream on my Discord. Alright, I am back. So, let me explain this. So, I want to use a real reference for today. So, earlier today, I got a brand new comment about, my first run at Mr. Dream in NES Punch-Out, right? And I've gotten a lot of comments like that in that comment section of that video. Talking to me about, using Rewind against Mr. Dream is cheap, you didn't actually beat him, or whatever they said in the comments, right? And I'm sitting there like, okay, whatever. I used Rewind. Who cares? You should look at the date of that video and see that it is old. You know what I mean? It's not even like a new video of mine. That was made like 5, 6, 7, 8 months ago, or whatever. They'd be like, how dare you not play hard mode? Yeah, exactly. That's a great example, but we'll get into that here in a bit, right? And I went in the comment section with him, and this is, where are you from, bro? I am an American. But, anyways, right? So, I tell him, hey, man, I know I used Rewind or whatever, but, who cares, I don't. And then he started talking to me about, go play it on the original hardware. Go play it on an NES. And I'm like, why? NESs are expensive. And I don't even know how much the NES Mini is going to cost me if I wanted to go play NES Punch-Out on those systems. And on top of that, Switch Online is just more efficient. It's the newest hardware Nintendo has out right now, other than Switch 2, that's going to be coming out soon, right? And this is the best way to play NES Punch-Out right now. That's cheap. Why not? And, he was telling me, well, you use Rewind, so therefore it is not an official run, or therefore it is trash, or therefore it is not a canon event. Therefore, you didn't actually fight him. I'm sitting there like, my guy, I literally sat on my ass with my Switch controller and fought him. I literally sat there doing the thing that you are talking about. Even if I did use Rewind, who cares? I still sat down and did it. What is up with you wanting me to play this on the original hardware so much? And obviously, that is because, in his opinion, right, the only way that it will be official in his mind that I did something or that I beat something is that you do it on original hardware like it is intended. Now, I understand people, okay, that want to play the game that, in its original form and how was it originally intended. I get that. But that doesn't give you the right to go over to people that want to play the way they want to play and judge the fuck out of them and tell them shit, like trying to force it in their mind to go ahead and go play it on the original hardware. Go do that. Bro has a massive skill issue. And I was trying to tell him in the nicest way possible, bro, I don't want to do that. It'd be a waste of my time. And I even tried explaining, like, how I am with Punch-Out NES. I don't like playing it anymore. It's not as fun for me. Do you like Hunger Games? I don't know. I don't really know. I'll knock the black off you. Longbeard, are you good at Smash Bros? I used to play Smash Bros. I don't really care about it that much. Dude, bro, you are lame, okay? Get off the internet, bro, because no one cares about your protesting. I'm not protesting. I'm just talking about something. But, okay. He said that didn't count, XD. Yeah, it didn't count. But, anyways, you know what? And I was sitting there like, wow, dude. You know, people can be assholes, you know, about something you did in the past, right? About a fucking video game. And, you know, not only because of that, but also, like, I was watching Assassin's Creed Shadows and about how people are judging people on both sides about how you play the game. And I'm like, we live in a world where people really care way too much about how others play video games. Like, for example, me, right? I use rewind and save states because I know myself very well. I am bad at a lot of video games, right? Therefore, I use save states or rewind whenever I make a mistake. Sometimes. There are a lot of times where I don't use them, and I just die, you know, because the game isn't emulated, right? I'll just die and accept my death, whatever, right? But there are times where I want to use rewind to either A, get past what I'm trying to get through faster and not waste as much time, and B, I just want to get it done and over with, you know? I'm just here to play the game to enjoy it. And because I'm out here with that mindset that I have, like, dude, I don't care how you play the game, play it the way you want to play it. Imagine if I was like that one dude in my comment section where I went over to everybody who played Crash Bandicoot and judged them so harshly that they're playing casually. You'll never be on my level. Oh, you're not truly playing Crash Bandicoot unless you 100% to complete the game, my guy. Oh, Donkey Kong Country. That's another one I really like, right? You're not playing Donkey Kong Country because you're not playing it on the original hardware. That isn't a true Donkey Kong Country 2 player. That isn't a true player. He never played the game, even though Nintendo is the one that gave us these emulated games on a fucking subscription service based off their older games. Crazy how people want to go over there and do shit like that, right? And that's what I mean when I say this. That's the negative way to go about telling people how to play games. Because I feel like when people do that to other people, I feel like it doesn't really encourage someone like me to continue playing the game. Matter of fact, it makes me want to go the other way and not even bother playing the game anymore in question that we were talking about, and instead go play something else so you'll just shut the fuck up about what you said earlier. And keep this in mind, during my scenario, dude just kept on going and going after I did my best to explain myself and how I want to play the game and why are you affected by it. He couldn't even tell me how he's affected by it, other than it's not on the original hardware, so it doesn't count. And then skill issue, and then just leaves. And I'm like, you didn't even put up you didn't even have a valid argument. Like, all you said was 2 to 3 things and then left. At least I'm trying to defend what, you know, how I want to play. They'd be like, we're better because you didn't beat the game the way we did. Yeah, exactly, like some beta gen shit. The fitness grand pacer, oh my god, just imagine that shit. But anyways, right, I would say that's the bad way to go about trying to tell somebody how to play the game. This is a great way to explain to somebody how to play the game. You guide them. You don't necessarily judge them on their mistakes. You watch their gameplay and you tell them nicely how to improve on the game instead of telling them, hey, go play this on original hardware, because I feel like that's the true way to, you know, I feel like if you're just nice enough to them and explain to them how they're fucking up and how they can improve themselves so they can get past the thing that they're stuck on, right? Instead of just being such a dickhead for no reason. Who knows? Maybe that player will come out and be like, you know what? Yeah, I can see how I made my mistake. Thank you for telling me what I did wrong and how can I correct that mistake. Maybe I'll keep playing because of you. Thanks. And I feel like I mentioned before, judge them and say they suck. Call them the N-word if they aren't playing like you want, bro. No. Why would that even be effective? In my honest opinion, I feel like what we need to do for people that are trying to play something and they're not really good at it is just either tell them how they can improve, or just keep your mouth shut and do it your fucking self. Because I feel like, and this is for the people that get bothered by shit like that, by how somebody else is playing, you go do it. You know what I mean? You go beat Mr. Dream. If you don't like how I'm playing against Mr. Dream, then you go do it. Give yourself the satisfaction that you are asking, that you are trying to get from me by trying to have me play like you. And you know what I mean? It's just, I feel like it is so stupid that we live in a world like this where people can't even explain to people how to play a video game properly anymore. What if you're playing a team-based game and the team is trash? Like I said, that might be a different scenario, right? I'm just talking about like offline games and other things, right? And hell, you can probably do that in a team-based game, right? Where you can literally explain to them, hey team, if we're going to be a team, we need to improve on our game. Let me tell you how real quick, all right? So we don't do bad in the next game. I feel like there's even scenarios where you can express to your team, how we can change things up and fix things around. But the thing is, this is the era we live in where a lot of people don't want to listen. A lot of people, don't want to take valid criticism. A lot of people just, a lot of people don't want to listen to that, and they feel like they're doing really good or whatever and whatnot and so on. And there's so many little problems, but my main point is about this video and why I wanted to make it was the simple fact, like I mentioned, right, is how you should go about trying to tell people how to play a game versus how to not do that. Because what I went through is how you shouldn't, what you shouldn't be going through when you play a game. Because when you play a game for your enjoyment, not for somebody else's enjoyment. You play a game because you enjoyed it, and if they enjoy it too, fuck it, they can kick it with you. But if they don't enjoy the game that you're playing or your gameplay style, then they can leave the stream or leave the video and go do something else. Maybe go do it themselves, And I just feel like if we can go back in time and just, or not go back in time, that's wrong. If we can just do that, I feel like gaming as a space will be a little bit less toxic. Because I ain't gonna lie, after what Dude said in my Punch-Out video, and all those people, because I reread all the comments from that Punch-Out video I made about me beating Mr. Dream like a million years ago, and I'm sitting there like, wow. We have a lot of people that are so, not only judgmental, but we have a lot of people that need to just keep their mouth shut and go play the game themselves, And I get it. Some people feel like they feel like they're entitled because they beat the game, so they're entitled to tell others how to play it, or you should 100% it because I did it. It's like, motherfucker, if you 100% of the game, what you should do is be not a backseat, but just express to the player that is just getting into the game how you should do it, right? And if you want to even go about that, that's what I feel like players that have played a game and that can explain it to a newbie or a new player should do it. Not keep kicking them down and saying you should play it this way, specifically that way, at that specific build. You know what I mean? Because it ain't going to do nothing other than You know, make that person that played the game the way they wanted to play it feel like shit. And I feel like that's unnecessary. All you need to do is maybe tap them on the shoulder or pat them on the back and say, hey, man, I see that you're struggling on this guy. Let me give you some tips. That might help. You know? Don't just be a fucking dickhead. You know, trying to dictate how you want people to play the game exactly like you do. And, I think that might be it for what I wanted to say about this, because I feel like, you know, it was burning inside of me that, like, people get judged for playing Sonic on a fucking emulator, you know? Let them play the way they want to play, you know? Don't be a dickhead. Oh, you didn't get... Yeah. Oh my god, Warlord 12 is mastering this right now. Oh, you didn't get all the trophies? You're not a hardcore like us. Exactly my point. Yeah. People going that far. Oh, you didn't 100% Crash Bandicoot 4? Psh, you're not me. You're not on the same level as me. Who cares? It's like those people are grasping onto what little superiority they have towards somebody and just taking it and just fucking posting it everywhere, like on a poster. I'm better than you at Crash Bandicoot, or I'm better than you at Punch-Out. Look at me. Look how superior I am. You know, when people do that, it just shows how insecure they are about themselves deep down, to show that they need a little bit of superiority from a fucking video game developers created for everyone to love and enjoy. Just for you to walk up and try to act like you're superior to everyone else because those people didn't choose to go that far into the game, such as yourself. Or such as, you know, themselves in this case. Oh, you played a fighting game other than Tekken 8? How dare you? Yeah, it's so stupid, and I feel like people... And this is exactly why I made the video. I feel like so many people are becoming way too judgmental when they don't even need to be. You know? I feel like if we can get past this whole thing about how people should express how to tell other people how to play the game, I feel like we can get places with this, you know? We could actually, like, straight up, like, I'm not trying to say change people, but at least make it a little less toxic. Like, come on, man. Who cares if somebody played Mega Man X in rookie mode? Who fucking cares? Oh my god, the sweats give a shit. Oh my fucking god. Who cares? If you care so much, you make your own playthrough video, or you make your own video, you make your own video, or you go on console yourself and do the challenge that that person didn't want to do, and you do it yourself to satisfy your own self. Because I feel like when people try to, you know, they say those comments, it's like they, A, probably can't even do it themselves, or B, they're just wanting to stir up shit. And I realized whenever a dude was commenting at me about the Punch-Out shit from earlier, I realized, I think a quarter way through on our conversation, when I tried to try to actually genuinely have a conversation on why I play the way I do, I realized he just wanted to stir some shit, you know, try to get me angry, try to piss me off, you know, and is your next video on men being potty mouths and talking to women on games? No, that is not my next video. I'm gonna be real. Maybe one day I might make a video on my experience with toxicity, you know, in gaming or whatever, or maybe I already have talked about it, you know. I have like 2 to 3, maybe 400 my experience videos now, so it's kind of nutty, you know, where this series could go sometimes. And I know this felt so left field, but I'm getting really tired of people trying to force it down other people's throats how they want them to play the said media they're into. And if you do this to other people, honestly, take a look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, why am I doing this towards other people? Why am I forcing other people to try and have them play the same shit I played the way I want to? I should only be doing that for myself and myself only. You know, if I want somebody to play a game similar to me, then I won't say shit about it, you know? That is not my right. That is not my place to say that towards somebody else. You know? Sure, we may have bought the same game, but we have two different goals on why we played the said game. One person could be going for everything. Another person could be only going for that one thing. Or maybe that person wanted to go for 50% completion. Or maybe that person didn't want to complete anything at all and just wanted to make it to the end. One time. You know, we all have different goals when we game. You know? So I just find it really annoying when other people try to force their ideals on other people and on how they should play that video game. You know? Video games are meant to be a fun media for everyone to enjoy at their leisure. Their day off of their 9 to 5. You know? Or after a long, hot, sunny day, dude, of being outside, doing, you know, outside activities. A game you can turn on just for fun. It's about the fun, man. But no, there's so many people in the world that can't have fun with a video game without judging others on how they play and trying to tell them and force them to play like themselves. When if you really want to go and do that stuff, you go take your ass somewhere else and keep it to yourself, because nobody else that is playing the way they want to associate with somebody that just wants to force their gameplay style into somebody else's mouth and say, this is the true way of playing it. When in actuality, it's not. Allow people to play the way they want to play, and don't be in their fucking ear about it. You know, again, giving them tips is not a good way to go about it. If you really want to express to that person, you know, what they can do to help them out during their gameplay, you know? But don't just fucking be a dickhead about it. Don't be rude about it. You know, be nice about it. When literally no one else is being mean first, you know? And I feel like that's another problem with gaming, is people just not realizing their mistakes or something, and they try to blame others. That might be a different video entirely. But, hey, we're not going to go there, you know? Give them hints, like a guide. Yeah, give them a guide if you want to. Like, hey, man, you know, if you really want to get into this game, here's, like, a fucking strategy guide, or here's a YouTube guide series on what to do and how to do it, you know? Or if you don't want it and you want to play the way you want to, that's fine. I ain't going to judge you for it. And I don't think anybody should judge anybody for doing that. In my honest fucking opinion, it is annoying. I've lived for 23 years on this fucking planet, and I have seen nothing but that for so many years, man, and it's annoying. They'd be like, you use that cheater weapon. Yeah, you use that cheater weapon when it's literally built into the game. How is it cheating when it's literally built in the game? And that's another thing I don't understand, is I'm playing Punch-Out off an emulator, that official emulator that Nintendo gave me when I gave them a $20 subscription for the service. And people get on my dick for using an official Nintendo emulator on an official Nintendo game. That is fucking wild to me. They literally gave me the option to use Rewind. They literally gave me the option to save state in the Nintendo Switch online emulator. Look, I'll show you. You know, I even told that dude, I'm using what's available to me. That's all I'm doing. And yet, people don't understand that. People don't like to understand that. You know? Let me show y'all. This is the Nintendo Switch emulator I use, the Super Nintendo or, you know, the NES ones. These are official Nintendo Switch emulators on my official Nintendo Switch. And look what they all have inside once I click a game. Load states. I use them sometimes. Or better yet, rewind feature. Look, I'm using what the official emulator has given me. And yet people have a problem with it because I use what official emulators allow me to use. And then, let's say this, I played Punch-Out on the NES Mini, and people are going to be like, nah, it's not official hardware, or it's not the original hardware, so therefore it's still not official. And I'm like, literally, Nintendo made the NES Mini. They made the original NES, and now they're making an NES Mini with games compiled on in. What is such a big issue, man? Like, seriously, I don't get it. But that's just me trying to explain it. Yo, I thought you necked. Necked? Nah, man. I'm good over here, Jay, bro. Well, welcome back to the page, man. I haven't seen you in a while. You alright, man? You have a video for drip and jewelry? No, I do not. I do not have a video for drip or jewelry, because I am not a drippy person. You know, I am just a guy that wears and likes what he likes. How's your hand? My hand is fully healed now. It's not broken. And yeah, I'm doing all right now. You know? But anyways, I wanted to express my feelings on this topic and make my experience out of it, because I felt like I've experienced this not only multiple times in my streams, right? Like, while I'm playing the game, I've experienced this. But I've also just experienced this from other YouTube comments and other things, just people constantly trying to tell me how to do things. And I know as a YouTuber / streamer, that's practically what you sign up for on a regular basis. You gotta hear that shit, and it's facts. I know I do. That's good, gang. Video on skateboarding? Nope, I don't have a video on skateboarding either. Though I should probably make up my experience on my skateboarding, because I won't lie, I have skateboarded before. Not a lot, but I have skateboarded IRL before, and I probably should explain that story into my experience sometime, and why I have never went back to it after like 1 or maybe 2 or 3 times of skateboarding. You know, will you be making videos on One Piece when the anime comes back in a few weeks? Probably. That's a great question, Jay, bro. I probably will be making my experience on One Piece videos. Probably shorts though, since Toei Animation loves to copyright my stuff, or just copyright a lot of YouTubers in general. They make like longer form videos of it, so they might be kind of like the Dynamo My Experience videos, where they're short, more short form and stuff like that, and what I liked and what I disliked about the episode. But anyways, guys, let me know how you guys feel about this topic down below in the comments. Have you guys ever been judged for the way you guys wanted to play your video games, or even judged on something you bought? This is actually, you know what? Fuck the ending of this video. I'm not going to end it, because this is something else I probably should add into this video, since it does relate. But when people force you to either buy a game because it's the hot shit, or people tell you, to be honest, not since I don't stream, I don't think it happens to more streamers. TBH, no, since I don't stream, I think it happens to more streamers. It probably does happen to more streamers nowadays. But this is something I want to mention. When people become so judgmental on what you decide to play. I have experienced this so many fucking times, being judged because I play Mario over anime games, or I play a lot of platformer games over a lot of the crazy hype shit, like, why didn't you buy Elden Ring? Or, why didn't you do this? Or, why are you playing that? It's like, holy fuck, if you care so much about why person A is playing that game, play it for your fucking self. And then get the answers for yourself, man. Or maybe watch a video or a review from that said person on why they decided to play it, or why they, decided to continue playing it, after a period of time. Why are you so worried about what they want to consume? Don't worry about that shit. Worry about what you want to consume, good or bad. And this especially happens a lot in the video game department because I get judged a lot for playing what I want to play, and not beelining it for the most popular shit in the world. It's because I don't want to be like everybody else, and beeline it to Elden Ring and Elder Scrolls and whatever people like to play, Call of Duty, the new gen stuff all the time. I don't want to do that. I like to play older video games, and I do play newer video games from time to time, but it's not all the time, if you know what I mean. And I feel like we need to get out of that era where you're judging people so harshly for them trying to tell you how to play, or even people trying to force you to play what they want to play. And it's a whole thing, bro. That is a whole topic for another day, man. I might make it my experience on playing, this might be a video on itself, but I might make it my experience on people telling me to buy a video game just for them not to play it anymore after a week or two. Because I remember, actually, I might just talk about it here a little bit. This is also another reason why I stopped playing, and to answer some people's questions, this is another reason why I stopped playing video games with my friends a lot of the time, is because back then I would play video games with friends a lot, just for those friends to stop playing the game 2, 3, 4, 5 months later. And I'm guilty of doing that same thing and telling my friends to play the same shit I'm playing, and they're not, and I'm not playing it anymore. It's crazy, but I hate that fucking shit. And I'm sorry for going silent sometimes. I'm just thinking about what the fuck to say next. I've been playing Ninja Gaiden 2, Black. It's hard, lol. Oh, yeah, Ninja Gaiden 2. Yep, that's a hard-ass game right there. They didn't like people playing Unleashed. Yeah, Sonic Unleashed, yeah. Apparently nobody likes that game, and apparently now it's like everyone likes it because the PC port, which, thank God there's an actual PC port out there now. That's really cool. But, do you still play with them, though? When it comes to that, yes and no, because like for some games like Marvel Rivals, I play it, but I don't try to play it all the time. And because of like me constantly going through the idea of playing games with other people, and and mainly playing because of them and shit, and them leaving that game so early on, it's like I remember in my head I was so annoyed with that idea / that feeling of I just spent $60 on a game that I'm not even going to play with, like, Nick for very long, and I feel like that is unfair, and that purchase could have been put towards something else entirely. I really feel that. I feel that to no end sometimes, and that's why I mainly stick to what I want to play, because I don't have to think about how, I don't have to think about what other people are thinking when it comes to them playing and shit. I only have to think about what I want to do and how I'm going to go about playing. You see, when you play a game for other people, you start not thinking about yourself and how you want to play that said thing. You think about how they want to play or how they're going to go about it instead, when you should be focusing on how you go about playing a game, because it's all about your enjoyment, your personal entertainment, and all that shit before other people's like enjoyment of the same thing or whatever the fuck. Now, like me, when I welcome somebody to come join me and play, like Donkey Kong Country for the Nintendo Switch, we're gonna sit there and have a good time, because I'm not only trying to teach you how to play, but I'm also playing with you, so it's like not like a one-note sided experience or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? That's what I do when I invite people to play, Like, when I want them to play what I like to play, I make sure, and this is something I feel like more people should do more often, whenever I invite you to play something with me, I make sure I'm really hooked onto it before I even think about inviting you to play it. Like, for example, Donkey Kong Country. I love Donkey Kong Country so much, I'll play it by myself or with friends. So there's no loss for me whenever I want to play DKC. you know, and I bring the homies along so they can get a fucking shot at it and see if they enjoy it just as much as I do, or maybe not as much, but they enjoy it somewhat when they're playing it with me. So it's like it's gonna be a fun time regardless, you know. I don't know, but I guess people just aren't like that nowadays. You know, they wanna do their own thing, which is fair. I do the same thing. People just want to judge other people so harshly and judge how they play so fucking much instead of just enjoying the time spent with that person on the said game. Do you think about the music tracks from movies like OG Tomb Raider? No, I do not, because I barely played the Tomb Raider games or watched the movies from Tomb Raider. But anyways, I'm getting a little bit off topic. I just wanted to express my feelings on how I feel about people telling other people how to play video games in the right way, and why I enjoy it when people do it in the right way, but also I really hate it when people go about it in the wrong way. And I feel like, how can we avoid the wrong way and shit? Anyways, this my experience is over. I just wanted to talk about that because, you know, it was on my mind. It was kind of bothering me. And if I didn't talk about it, you know the deal. It gets bottled up. And I don't want it being bottled up, you know. So, guys, if you enjoyed this video, do you have a video for your top music list for video games? No, I do not. My brother is at work right now, to answer your question, Jay, bro. No, I do not have a top music list for my video games. And the reason I don't make one is because, you know, I try my best whenever I post content on YouTube and make a playlist for it, I try to keep it all my videos. So that way it's not like confusing when I have a playlist that suddenly has a lot of my shit, and then there's that one playlist where it's not, all the videos in that playlist are not from me, and it's like, that's just fucking weird in my opinion, but I digress. You know, but yeah, guys, like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share the video with friends. God bless your souls. Have a good night. Let me know down below in the comments once this is uploaded, you know, fully uploaded or whatever. Do you guys go through this shit on a regular basis whenever you talk to your friends or talk to people? It can even be family that try to tell you how to play the fucking thing. Do you guys go through it, man? Like, and how do you guys deal with it, you know? Let me know all that down below in the comments, and I hope you guys all have a great night. Peace. You play instruments? No, but my brother did. Anyways, bye-bye.